Welcome to the City of Maribyrnong's digital biodiversity clips, and in this clip we'll be showcasing the amazing biodiversity which calls the Maribyrnong River home. Beginning on the slopes of Mount Macedon, the Maribyrnong River flows directly into the Yarra River. This majestic river has played a major role in the development of colonial Western Victoria. Today, the Maribyrnong River is the lifeblood of the city of Maribyrnong. As our world becomes more urbanised, it has never been more important to address the negative impact people have on the natural world, starting with our local environment. A healthy Maribyrnong River, its tributaries and wetlands are vital for the continued prosperity and health of people and wildlife. Maribyrnong's waterways act as environmental corridors for biodiversity and ultimately contribute directly to the health of people too. Our impact on the land in the city of Maribyrnong has far-reaching effects on the broader environment, as well as directly impacting on our families and our own health. Remember, every creek, every stream in the city of Maribyrnong flows into the Maribyrnong River, and the Maribyrnong River flows directly into Port Phillip Bay. Our litter, our waste, ends up in our oceans. Wildlife of all types call the Maribyrnong River home. Our beautiful river affords a multitude of different habitats and environments for animals to live. From the far upstream reaches to the wide river red gum line banks to the downstream brackish tidal changing environment flowing into Port Phillip Bay. Amazingly, dolphins, seals and even little penguins are sometimes seen frolicking up and down our river in the city of Maribyrnong. Let's discover up close and personal some wildly diverse local creatures which surprisingly live on our very own back doorstep. And let's discover ways which we can help proliferate these creatures and look after them. This is an eastern longneck turtle, Chelidina longicollis, a turtle with a long neck. And he's fallen victim to plastics in our waterways. Without assistance, this turtle would surely die. Now, the difference between turtles and tortoises is that turtles are aquatic and have feet for swimming, and tortoises are terrestrial and they live on the land. They have walking feet. These are called side neck turtles. They can bring their heads into their bodies and whack out and grab their prey. Eastern longneck turtles eat snails, fish, worms and yabbies. They're carnivorous. See his nose right up there? It's not on the front of his face. His schnoz is on top of his head, so he can use his nose like a snorkel, sticking his nose out of the water and creeping up on his prey and avoiding being detected by his predators. He's got a piece of skin over his ear. It's called a tympanum. When he's swimming beneath the water, he doesn't get water in his ear canals. Ingenious. Now, the top part of his shell is called his carapace. Great protection. No bills, no rent. He's always on holidays. And underneath, they're his ribs and his sternum stuck together. That's called his plastron. Now check out his coloration. Black and yellow means warning, stay away. That's a great defence mechanism from predators. And these turtles are well known for exuding a pungent odour out of their backside, their cloaca. Woo-wee! It stinks so much, you'd have to put a peg on your nose. But definitely tells predators to leave them alone. Now you might be thinking, why do we need turtle species? They eat the dead fish. They're like a environmental filter. Without turtles, there would be algae blooms and the river would become deoxygenated. Put your litter in the bin and look after our eastern longneck turtles. They do a great job for us. They keep the river clean. When you're protecting biodiversity, you can't just save the fluffy, the cute and the endearing. You also have to save the short-finned eels. Have you ever heard of the expression, slippery as an eel? Well, they're not wrong. This is one slippery little sucker. And this is the fish, not a snake. These are voracious predators, nocturnal in nature, hunting yabbies, insects, worms and fish. And you can see their nodules on the front of their head for feeling around sensing for prey. But of course, as they're growing up, they're an important food source for other predators. Look at their paddle-like tail for propelling themselves through the water. It's like one enormous flipper. These are highly prized eating fish. Baby short-finned eels are called elvers. They can absorb 50% of their oxygen requirements through their permeable skin. That's amazing. And they have the ability to climb out of the water and slither along the wet surface of the land, finding new environments. These animals have a most incredible life cycle. Short-finned eels swim into Port Phillip Bay, out through the heads and up to the Coral Sea 5,000 kilometres away, just north of New Caledonia. That is incredible. When they breed, they die. Now the babies, the larvae, swim down the current of the east coast of Australia and make their way back to the top of the Maribyrnong River and find a new habitat to live in. So it's like going back to the family home. The Maribyrnong River is a very important part of the short-finned eel's life cycle. So it's up to all of us to keep our wetlands and the Maribyrnong River clean of pollution and waste. So clean up our waste, don't litter, don't put anything down our storm water, and protect the environment of the short-finned eel. Mwah. I love you, short-finned eels. Meet a freshwater crayfish, often called a yabby. It's found in many wetlands and waterways in the city of Maribyrnong. A common arthropod, it has an exoskeleton, 2 pairs of antennae and 5 pairs of legs. Scary looking, but it's a creature vital for water quality, ecosystem health and a food source for many animals. Yabbies are known to semi-hibernate over the winter time. They've got an amazing adaptation to survive droughts. They burrow into the mud and they can remain there for up to 2 to 3 years without having to eat. That's incredible. And in the wet season, they can move around on the land, finding new water bodies to live in. Finally, let's discuss penguins in the city of Maribyrnong's waterways. What, I hear you say? Penguins? Amazingly, the answer is yes. A colony of little penguins call Melbourne home. And yep, you guessed it, little penguins have been known to swim up the Maribyrnong River on high tides in the search for fish. I've even seen them myself. This is Eudyptula minor, a little penguin. Eudyptula minor means great little diver. There are 18 different species of penguins found worldwide. And this is the smallest. They're blue on top, so predators from above can't see them, and they're white underneath, so sharks and seals can't see them as they're swimming in the ocean. Fairy penguins spend up to 80% of their lives at sea, dozing and swimming on the ocean waves. They eat up to 25% of their body weight a day. That's a huge appetite. They have salt glands above their eyes, which they exude the salt from the ocean water, which they ingest. That's ingenious. Hey, what are you doing? Their wings aren't adapted for flying, they're adapted for swimming through the ocean. They're exceptional swimmers. They don't fly through the air, they fly through the water. They can dive down to 20 metres, chasing anchovies, pilchards and squid. And that's the problem. Our waste, our pollution washes down our stormwater drains into the Maribyrnong River and out into Port Phillip Bay. That's where little penguins live. And our plastic waste also entraps and ensnares our beautiful penguins. Discarded fishing line is a death trap for a penguin. We need to look after these guys. So please, be responsible with your plastics, put it in the bin, recycle plastics, and don't let it get out into our natural environment. And save our little penguins. Oi. So come on, join me in enjoying, protecting and understanding the amazing creatures which live in the Maribyrnong City Council's wildlife-rich waterways. Love where you live in the city of Maribyrnong.